Here we go. Episode number 76 uploaded and coming at you here as we are just days away from, of course, Preakness number 150. But before we get to the Preakness, right, you got to get set for what's happening with the Black-Eyed Susan. That's coming up on Friday. That kind of kicks off the entire weekend, and it's a really wide open race. No clear-cut favorite, so we're going to take a look at it, break it down, find the winner. All right, let's do that right now. So we're expecting there probably will be remnants of an off track by the time you get to Friday. Obviously, sloppy on Monday evening when the rain came through. Tuesday for workouts. Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm expecting by the time we get to Friday, it'll still be maybe just a little bit wet, right? But not like we saw for Kentucky Derby weekend, especially on that Saturday. So, taking a look at your field, you get a really nice field of 9 3-year-old fillies. Liam in the Dust, Princess Aaliyah, Margie's Intention, Runnin' and Gunn, who was very impressive at Sunland, Kinsey Queen, Paris Lily, who's got some serious speed, Reply, who's lightly raced but developing, Amarth gets Luis Saez, and Moon Cash to the outside. That's your field of 9. They're going to go a mile and an eighth, and so that distance is really important. Remember that, mile and an eighth, because it's tough to find runners who have that experience. Let's take a look at how we begin the pace analysis for the mile and an eighth Black-Eyed Susan. All right, Paris Lily. Serious speed, Joel Rosario will try to control from the number 6 hole. But to the inside, Liam in the Dust also has some speed, and Johnny V is in the irons. And Liam in the Dust is the only runner in the field that can make something happen as far as the pace is concerned. And then Moon Cash is another runner to the outside who's got some speed, so I suspect that Raul Mena will push the pace on that runner as well. So going a mile and an eighth is really important because that's what some runners have been able to do here in this field, right? And that's always, always key. But that's how your pace scenario, that's how I envision the pace scenario, right? So if that's the way the pace sets up, let's start looking at what these runners do. Liam in the Dust has some speed to the inside. Not going to be blazing, but I think fast enough to be sitting there if the 6 wants to go nuts. If not, John can control the pace from the inside, right? Looking at that early speed there in the 90s, and then you see there the only time they ran at a mile and an eighth, the Demoiselle Grade 2 event when she was a 2-year-old. And she ran a good race. You can see she's right there. So now we go third off the layoff for Liam in the Dust. Everyone knows everything happens in threes, right? Celebrity deaths happen in threes. You get the comedy rule of threes, and you got the third off the layoff rule in racing. That means that fitness is usually at their peak the third race off of a layoff. You give them one the first race off, then you look for improvement the second race, and you see that there in the running lines. So now you look for peak performance third race off the layoff, specifically when you're going a route of ground. Liam in the Dust is very, very live in the race. However, if those 3 runners push the pace enough, and I believe they will, Kinsey Queen should be in the perfect spot. Look at that running, that closing kick, exceptional, triple digits on the closing speed, and you see that she's very effective, and when she makes her move, she's consistently making up ground. That's what I look for my closer. I don't look for a closer that closed one time. Even if you don't win every time, I still need you to be consistent in your closing kick. You have to be passing somebody every single race. That's what Kinsey Queen does. That's what we're looking for. That's what we like. So, with that, we say Kinsey Queen is our top pick in the Black-Eyed Susan. But now we want to take a look at how we put together the double, right? So we talk about the Preakness coming up on Saturday. Take a look at your field, another field of 9 runners. Journalism, obviously, going to be tough to deal with. We don't like him, so we're not going to worry about him. We do like this runner, especially with Johnny V in the irons, Sandman. I know he was doing some weird stuff in the stretch, and I've talked about that, but I believe he has matured. He has the best closing kick of any runner in this field. He has matured. Johnny V, I think, will give him a better ride than any of the riders prior to this opportunity. So that puts them in a great spot to sit just off the pace and make it happen. So we reveal the Black-Eyed Susan Preakness double we're going to play. Take a look at this. It's all about Junior and Johnny, Johnny and Junior, right? It could be a Johnny V double all the way if they don't respect Liam in the dust. But I like Liam in the dust to be part of the pace. I love Kenzie Queen to close. So I'm going to go 1-5 with the 7 Sandman. That's your double. 1-5 in the Black Eyed Susan, straight up 7 the Sandman in the Preakness. That's it. There's really no need to use a bunch of horses. Either you can handicap the race and you pick the winner, or you don't. It's pretty simple, right? So that's the way we see it. Now, of course, if the rain continues and the track conditions change by the time we get to Friday morning, obviously we'll make an adjustment. But we feel pretty good about what we're working with here. And we keep it super simple. You see what the pace analysis is. You understand the track conditions. You understand the fitness level of every single horse. You understand what certain riders are going to do, right? And so I think the Junior and Johnny, or Johnny double, is perfect for us. Talk more about exotics within the race, the Preakness, and of course pick fives and stuff on that particular day as we get closer to race day on Saturday. This is how we see the Black Eyed Susan and the Preakness here on this Wednesday. Of course, everything can change come Thursday or even Friday. All right, keeping it simple. There's no reason to waste your time, right? We get in, get to the point, get the hell out. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, that's going to do it for us here on Horse Race Bets. I'm Ken Rudulph, and until we see you again, good luck and enjoy whatever you're into. I'm into getting this money.